What's up, everyone? This is Yona, and welcome to your Kuromatoki's Interactive Podcast Part 3.0. It's a new episode and a new topic. But before that, guys and girls, I just fresh from Pinoy Taco Festival 2023, and before that, and the Heroes Festival and the Aussie Summer Wildcard. So dahil dyan, we're doing some major Jenard highlights of this 3 recent contests I attended recently. Alright? So we're starting off with the Heroes Festival 2023. So I was in the second day, and I cosplayed as Seiji Sunrise Dark Horn. So this is a sequel of sorts to the one from Cosplay Carnival, but this is a freaking comeback era of sorts for my first Seiji Sunrise cosplay after almost 5 years of taking a break, but it's good to be back, and it's also part of the Ultimate Creator cosplay lineup 2.0, and yeah, we took great. And DJ again it's very good to be back cosplaying the now second best boy. Sorry, Seiji, but I have a new best boy now. Anyway, so we're gonna be talking about a certain best boy. I'm proud of my new best boy. And the third, sorry again, Karate Boy, but I really have to. Sorry again, sorry talaga, sorry. Anyway, so I need to join the karaoke for Cosmic Carnival because, well, I need to take a break and preps for the Aussie Summer Wildcard, which is I'm going to talk about later. And it's good to be back for his dark for after I can't remember when the wildcard. So I think 2017. Oh no, 2016. It is 2017. So after 6 years. So I went through some major revamps. Yeah, and stuff. And the actions have been slightly revamped. And yeah, they have a good jobs as well. And of course, we just started up into the Aussie Summer Wildcard, and I cosplayed as Hizuru Minakata. So it was. Oh, speaking of that, I was quite overjoyed. Wow, So no, seriously, somebody had recognized me. Yes, recognized my cosplay. Of course, it's pretty obvious, and I'm very happy that that lad that I forgot his name. I'm very sorry, but still, I'm very happy that he recognized my cosplay. I was so happy, and I do the cosplay catwalk. Yeah, like in a few seconds or so, and I also joined the wild card. Yeah, J Music wild card. So there's actually a parang second chance of sorts to those who did won the grand finale proper last the March at Ayala Manila Bay. So yeah, it's very nice to say I did win, but of course by the way, so I sang Mata Ayo Himade by AK48, which was the grad song of basically the last member, the last remaining member of the first generation. Of course, AKB, of course, the super duper legendary Minami Minegeshi. So yeah, and my Oshi, apparently Nana Okada, who was recently graduated, was also there. So basically, yeah, it's basic. Oh god, I really thought it. I really mentioned that I memorized that song. I think over the course of the freaking hell of coronavirus pandemic. Of course, I have to remember. I have to sing that song in that freaking hell of pandemic, and I thought that it's gonna be a chosen song that can say. I said in the interview that nakakahugot ito. Of course, it's very not necessary that, but it's very meaningful, and it's such a wonderful song, and of course one of my favorites from the 4AG. Yeah, totally. It's a good song. I've heard actually. It's very, but also emotional. Anyway, so and this thing led me to Pinoy Taco Festival 2023 day one. So I was on the first day only, but also coincided with the birthday of Hana Hishikawa. Hana Hishikawa, so, aka the seiyuu of Cure Precious, and he happens to be that on that special day because not only I cosplay, of course, I cosplayed as Black Pepper, yeah, my new best boy, apparently, my new best boy in the Preacher series, and the second Cure Helper, favorite Cure Helper overall. Wow, I can't believe it. Seriously though. But freaky hell of coincidence, guys. And I coincided because I bought a Cure Precious plush that I bought from the Ozin Summer Wildcard. Goodness gracious, I'm good spotted, mate. I'm a good spotted lad. And I really have to because it's her Sei's birthday, obviously. And I really thought it was very cool to celebrate that way. And I also sang the open of Delicious Party. And it was just fresh from a few days after Eurovision and out of the grand finale of Eurovision 2023, and which we're going to talk about it right away after that freaking again highlights. And I thought that I was pulling a Noah Kiril in there. Why? Because not only I got my first Your Cosplay Sounds Familiar token after 6 years of tried and tested by enjoying it, but also it was the best. I mean, it was the best result in a POF Carocon since 2018. So last time I won the Tagalog Star. Of course, I was the winner there, and if you remember correctly, I sang my own translated version of Himitsu Dolls from Strawberry Panic. So it's very coincidence, guys. And what the hell? And not only that, I took that freak. It was my second win after the Ozin Summer J Music competition Gloriella leg. Goodness gracious, on in third place, on second runner up. So yeah, I was in second place, and I did it very well. And it's like, oh my god, it's like a nice friendly competition between Kamen Rider and Creature, because they're always competitive, because yeah, it's pretty obvious that these two are part of the Toei Superhero Time / Nichiasa lineup alongside Super Sentai. Yeah, if you know what I mean. It's like, okay, we're gonna doing some friendly competition out there, and shout out to Ate Melo for grabbing the grand token. Congrats, and we should celebrate. You know, I know if she's listening right now, yeah, deserve it, and we all deserve it. And congrats to all the winners. Not only just in POF, but also in, I think, in Fan Fest, and even in main Ozin Fest, which is unfortunate that I didn't able to attend due to, yes, I'm so tired, and I need to clean up the backlogs that I messed up. No, seriously, those backlogs that I need to clean up before we're gonna move it on to another con by next month. So yeah, I have to apologize for this inconvenience cost. And wait a second. Is it just me, or my two recent wins have been coincided with somebody's birthday? I mean, is this the new norm? Is this the new norm right now for me? Because I know I do believe in the power of manifestations. And with that, because of that, it was just obviously, like, of course I manifested that if I not, it's okay, I don't care if I win or not. But seriously, guys, because my third place finish in the Aussie Summer Gloria leg was coinciding with Elle's birthday, which was March 12th. And then a couple of few days ago, that same thing happened. Because this time, first runner up in the PUF Your Cosplay Sounds Familiar contest, and also that day was the birthday of Ishikawa's birthday. I thought that, okay, it's got a very good coincidence. No, I think not, Diva. But still, I will give it my all, and I will do my best to improve. Always improving. Everything is improving, and I think my amateur singers have been also improved as well. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy for the results, and I'm doing my best. I'm gonna doing my best. I'm gonna give my all. I said it before, and I said it again, that I will give my all, and I will do my best. Of course, it's a competitive style, but also it's gonna be a parang also that it doesn't matter to me if I win or lose or whatever it is, but still, yeah. And I'm really happy for the guys out there, and it really deserves it, guys. And yeah, I'm very happy for this wonderful achievement. Another is like a good second time to, and it's like ended up the drought, and at the same time it parang tuloy-tuloy na to. And all the guys, thank you very much for the compliments. I do really appreciate that, and I will give my all. And well, another pretty curious son had got the token because it's its 20th anniversary. Come on, guys, it's pretty obvious that it really celebrating a wonderful milestone. And who knows, maybe I will send more pretty curious songs in the future. Yeah, in the future, because there's gonna be expecting more cheer songs in the karaoke contests in various cons. Okay, so yeah, congratulations to all of us. Yeah, deserve it. You deserve everything. Okay, and then, oh wait, by the way, so lastly but definitely not least, is actually 5 years prior to that con was the live viewing of the recent concluded Eurovision Song Contest. So it's actually in España Boulevard, so it's just in front of the UST, University of Santo Tomas. And since I was a member of the Philippines chapter, Philippines chapter, so this is actually the Philippine Eurovision group. So so I decided, okay, I'm gonna do this. It was actually the first time that I went to a live viewing, a bit na graveyard shape pa lang to, guys. Okay, but seriously, it was they did a lot of fun, and they had some games, and it was wonderful, and I like it. And it was a wonderful experience to watch Eurovision, even if it's in the live viewing form or sorts, parang feeling ko parang concert on ton. Parang concert, feeling ko it might be outside the concert that I attended recently. Sorry. But the thing is, it was a good celebration of diversity in between countries regarding Eurovision. And that's why we were finally talking about Eurovision. So that's why the title of our episode in YKIP is "What the hell is Eurovision?" So I actually get that from Who the hell is Edgar? So which is one of my favorite songs from this year's Eurovision contest rather. So what the hell is Eurovision? So really, what the hell is Eurovision, and how is it different from the usual music competitions like our very own Tawagan Tahalan, or even the X Factor or The Voice, etc. So we need somebody that is really known to Eurovision and stuff. So yeah, we got finally found. We actually already spotted a guest, and I think this lad is about to enter our booth right now. So here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and gender fluid people, let's now welcome to our podcast, of course, our new guest na naman. Welcome to yung Kuromatoki's Interactive Podcast! Sino ba to? MWMJ! Welcome to yung Kuromatoki's Interactive Podcast! Anong yung tatawag namin sa inyo?
Yun, nakalagay na nga dun sa Jenard.
Oh, hello, Kois, Jenard. So, may tanong ako sa inyo. So, bago tayo mag-get started about our favorite Eurovision songs of all time and etc. So, tatanungin ko muna. So, what the hell is the Eurovision Song Contest? Sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam, ano po ito?
Okay, so the Eurovision Song Contest is isa siyang taunang song contest that's been going on since 1956. The idea is that mga broadcasters around the country and around Europe will send an original song na ipapambato sa isang venue, isang host venue, and of course magbobotohan po sinong pinaka-panalong kanta. This is essentially what the contest has been about for throughout its history, kahit na marami na nagbago sa mga iba pang detalye tulad ng botohan, ng kung pwedeng kantahin, and of course, yung wideness ng coverage ng contest.
Mm-hmm. So
really, this was started after the war, inspired by the Italian Sanremo Festival to create something to unite the nations of Europe. Okay, continue.
Mm-hmm. So, what did I wonder? So, in that contest, we've seen so many artists that we all familiar with na nakakompete pala sa Eurovision, just like Ava, Celine Dion, what else? Olivia Newton-John, Julio Iglesias. Oh my God, I was like, tapos si Lara Fabian pa. Then, who else? Yung boy band na Blue. Si Ben Adams ng A1. And then we got La Sketchup. Oh my God, I was like, and then even si Florida. Oh my God, there are a lot of artists that we all familiar with ay nag-complete sa Eurovision. So, what is the difference between the Eurovision and the other notable music competitions that for the mainstream lads, kagaya ng The Voice, or even our own Tawag ng Tanghalan, or even X Factor? What's the difference between Eurovision and those music contests that I mentioned?
Okay, Eurovision is mostly a song contest. Right. The shows that you've mentioned na at pusong-uso rin sa Pilipinas are mostly singing competitions. Dun medyo magaling. Of course, that does not mean na hindi tayo walang original song competition sa Pilipinas. May Himig Handog, may Feed Pop. In fact, merge na sila this year eh. Pero, but mostly that's the main difference between those other competitions. Because it's a song contest, hindi masyadong focus sa hindi kasing laki ang focus ng say voice quality sa musical, sabihin natin musical composition. While of course medyo notable din yung mga piretero sa Eurovision, hindi lang yun ang pinakamalaking basehan sa competition yun. So unless unlike sa unlike sa The Boy, Tawag ng Tanghalan, like X Factor. In fact, it's a big trope lang nga sa Pilipinas. May mga certain na kanta yung nasa repertoire para lang para sa isang silbi na magpakitang hila sa P-Raven eh. Walang ganun sa Eurovision. Wala masyadong ganun.
I see. So very, a very common question. I know it's gonna be a very common question to just like any other problem. So how do you get into Eurovision?
Hmm?
How did you get into the Eurovision Song Contest? What was the song that you first heard in your memory?
Just just almost like every other sort of, I don't know how often this is, but there is still a non-trivial contingent that started with Abba's Water. I don't know how I started that, but I think I was looking around for songs by ABBA, and then I found their 1974 performance in UK, and it sort of got me thinking what's the latest edition of all this. Because before that, I only slightly hear it from online, but I really deeply got into it, and this was around 2016. And just pretty much after the 2016 edition ended, I decided to dig deep enough, which just consists of looking at the winners of the Eurovision, and then just snowballed to me being this looking forward to most of these editions. That that includes the junior Eurovision.
Oh, the Eurovision. Yes, we should talk about it probably in the future episode. In probably. So let me ask, of the winning songs, what is your favorite?
Okay, well, that's a lot. There's quite many, right?
Yeah.
If there's one, I don't know, there's a soft spot in me for 1993's winner, In Your Eyes by Neil Kavanaugh. And mostly because uh, yun yung tipong kantang pwedeng ra, ipang radyo. Yung, meron siya yung kapag ilapat mo lang sa kung sino mang sa maso, hindi siya, it would blend in. And also, it's a pretty sweet song. I could have gone older, pero yun ang pinakauna kong yung unang uh, it's a hard call to the very favorite, but that's the one that I really like a lot. 1993.
Okay. And again, sa mga non-winners naman, let's say yung mga nasa runner-up, yung mga sa top 10 or bottom 10, what is your favorite?
Oh wow. Okay, there are like 100 songs in the year. More than 100. Yeah, we're about over 1,000. If I can't think of it, but if I'm going for my current thing, it's Francis entering 2000, because I'm a sucker for mellow melody, but but there's yeah, mostly that it's very bottom. But for a runner up, I enjoy the the one from last year, 22, UK's entry, Spaceman by Jenard. Uh, half the time though, it's it kind of makes it medyo mahirap maghanap ng kanta na hindi manalo na sa high or even extreme low for that because they just pass by you really fast, and that's also the case for me. But those two are pretty notable enough in this at least right now sa interview to.
Mm. So we were talking about the vote system in the set, of course, the Eurovision all throughout the years. Like there was the before kasi there were only jurors or the jury votes only. Tapos and then by at the end of the last century we got the televotes, which is now commonly seen in the semis and the grand finals.
Yeah, I remember 2018. Pinapuyatan ako naman to dahil um, ako yung nanonood nitong Lighthouse. Yung nanay ko, na akong nakikinood pa niya, naabutan yung release ni Nessa. Sinabi ko yun yung nanalo. Yung medyo maganda yung comment lang sa akin, deboto lang yan. And I think yun yung medyo nalilimutan ng mga, in the end, we may have our like big favorite we have been expecting to win, but showing fairness in everything, the results are going to be at the mercy of the vote. I know there have been some really big complaints over juries color voting and all the public in that, but tanong halo man yan, kung talagang medyo feeling ko lang na medyo kung talagang medyo dedicate ka sa paborito mong yan, sasabihin mo talagang hindi hindi papas. But which is a different jurisdiction in itself. But for me, as much as there are some results that I'm not fine with. Well, if it's a win, it's a win. And you know, and I do expect for say the addition of the rest of the world vote na mali na for now televote siya, pero but imagine na lang natin kung may ROTW jury, no, para parang dagdag problema naman sa buhay natin kung kumbaga. The system as it is sort of works. Hindi siya, there could be other ways to deal with it. There are some imperfections on it. There could be a bit more transparency, but all in all, not it's not by force, and we can upset over numbers perfectly.
Oh yeah.
Okay, go.
Um. Right now, I have to think about on that question. So, so what's the I don't know. I mean, what is who is your favorite artist? Probably your favorite artist from the said contest, and why do you choose them?
I'm the last person to ask when it comes to favorites, but uh, but I think Salvador Sobral is pretty great. I think mostly because he made history for his country, Portugal, and he's very and it's such a nice. He said with a nice song. He did it perfectly. Yeah, but but Lorraine also also managed to pull off some two wins which I'm sure will both be memorable. So it's like, kind of,
Hmm. So, do you
yeah.
watch any of the
But
national final selections? I'm just curious.
no, I know that my following through national finals involves just obsessively checking the wiki pages.
Oh, I see.
Well,
But,
I mean,
well,
pwede kong subaybayan lahat, pero, wag na.
I mean, nakakapuyat, actually.
At saka, technically, medyo for now, kasi nangongolekta ako ng kanta sa mga YouTube playlists for specific language. Yun yung, at hinahanap ko lang sa punong national final, pwede kong isuksok doon. After that, I just move on.
Mm-hmm. So, I know it's gonna be quite complicated yet again. So, which edition has the coolest staging? I mean, in terms of let's just say the venue size and the visual identities. Mga ganun. Which edition?
Okay, so I have a soft spot for the 1984 edition. I in if you've seen the 1984 edition, done by the same guy who did the 1970, 76, and 80. There are elements at the stage backdrop which are which consist of light boxes in different shapes. Not just light boxes, but the elements are like hanging up in cables in different shapes, and they're actually um, men operated by men by pulleys. I it's I haven't really seen anything like would outdo that, and I would probably love to see such staging done with with modern screens, because as much as screens I don't know how to put this, there's a lot that have been lost, no, naging most naging main element na ng stage yung screen. Hindi naman sa hindi naman sa hindi naman sa pumangit, pero hindi rin siya yung parang yung lumamya yung parang yung visual. Because back then, walang walang hindi LED walang parang screen back to LCD, LED. Yung ginagamit lang for that purpose is yung malaking screen kung saan yan for the camera fit sa audience. Pero, I don't know, I don't know, medyo interesado rin talaga ako sa stage design kung saan walang screen and how how things would be dealt differently for this lack of visual appeal. Like 2018 was like such a great looking stage for something na walang screen whatsoever, pero it became apparent sa mga performances na medyo talagang naging reliant na tayo for that visual. But still, 1984 was my favorite stage.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful choice. So, when it comes, okay, of course, Eurovision has a lot of wonderful presenters over the years. So, who are your favorite presenters anyway? Who are your favorite presenters and why do you choose them?
uh, Man, I don't know how to get around that. It's because Eurovision is such a hard thing to put a trend on, as much as uh, there's a okay, there may be trends in it, but there are trends, but they're sort of not really they're not really sudden. I don't medyo mahirap sabihin may ganun kasi sobrang pabago-bago ng But sabihin natin hindi ko naintindihan masyado yung tanong. Pero I think if you've noticed, if there's a thing I've noticed is that within the 2010s or by the closing of the 2000s decade, these people, everyone involved, everyone around these contests has started taking the competition really seriously. Kasi kung titignan mo yung mga palabas pa nung 2000 ano, ang daming mga halog na kanta. Naging mas bihira na siya later on, yung, let's say, until, with the last few years, talagang serious business na siya. But for me, it's hard to say, but kaya yung talagang medyo hinahype talaga, or kung may magbigay mo ng hindi off the wall entry, medyo kini-question na agad ng mga fans. But for me, talaga but really, in the end, it's really hard to set trends to the contest. I think the big one would be the almost near universal shift to English. But that's almost a consequence, because, that's the de facto language of the world.
I see. So, in the years, kasi back in the day, there was a live orchestra, much like, because it's actually based on the Summer Music Festival until in 1998, and then and then I think
1999.
99. I'm sorry. Thank you for the correction. So yeah, and then there was a backing tracks were allowed for the first time, like around 70s or so. So I if you want to give a chance, would you like to see Eurovision with a live orchestra again, or at least in an optional basis, or we'll stick it out with the backing music?
Okay, so I get the justification for the move of the IBA who was hosting this contest. So 1999, natanggalin yung orchestra, mahalang orchestra. At at hindi kasi posible mong hanapan ng lugar ang orchestra sa stage, di ba? 1977 was a good example kung paano ginawa yun. 73 yan, pero usually nasa hiwalay na pitang orchestra. For me, I think that's the biggest factor about orchestra, really, about the live music. It's the cost of hosting one. I'm sure pwedeng gawa ng paraan yan, pero yun yung mabilisang hurdle. I'm sure kaya even with like the modern music, depende na, hindi ko alam we're assuming every song that would be sent can be done completely live, which the bigger question lang talaga is kung kaya bang i-afford ng broadcaster yung expenses ng orchestra.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, and that's almost, ito yung mga consequence ng backing track kung medyo nag-iba na yung dynamic ng ng mga performance. For one, lumuwag. And most of the time, I think they would not want that. Or at least, kasi depende sa yung medyo mangangain na talaga ng orchestra whatever happens. At hindi na siya yung tipo yung dati kung saan matitino pa yung mga audience na yung ganun pa. Talagang the whole thing is practically a concert in its scale. But I'm pretty neutral on which ones to go for. I think the thing I would not want them to get rid of is the whole bit about live vocal. Parang yun na lang. Let there be live vocal. Let every vocal be live. If we're gonna be sticking with backing tracks for the near future.
Okay. So right now we have our thoughts about the recent Eurovision in Liverpool. So, what are your impressions about it? And what are some of your favorite moments and not so favorite moments?
Okay, so the UK, for all it's worth, and they show that they can host a Eurovision. It's technical level, medyo malakas siya eh. I was, not to disparage on Italy, but if you look at 23's staging, it was great. Medyo yung tapos yung well, I could go around the stage, pero yung style rin ng stage is also kind of unique. I guess my really big favorite moment is I would say the entirety of the song, but it's really just really just one of the songs in it. But if you just notice, like near the end of the voting, everyone was just like riled up and wanting this one to win. They're just chanting so hard. Everyone's like invested in the contest. You rarely see that nowadays. As for I don't know if there's like any least favorite ones I can think of because it's really a solid show. Even with the way the presenters talk about stuff, but I think, the bit about the little game show about the qualifiers. Anyone with a wiki can look that up. Let's be real. But yeah, it's medyo and to be honest, kung may mga ako pa medyo pa hindi legal sabihin. So I think it's really about the everyone really getting invested by the voting. That sort of got me. That got my attention.
Mm-hmm. So, are you satisfied with the results?
Yeah. I know Finland was had this strong favorite, pero nung pagkalabas ng tinidor na ng Melfest, anak ng Langya, everyone was calling it. Practically everyone. And as much as Finland's win would also be fine, there was, I think, Sweden's winning sort of stuck with because like, alam mo yung tipo na alam mo yung tipong wala pa pero tapos na yung egg. Ganon yun eh. And and for the others, the others could be really fine, but let's also talk about pero yung pinaka-importante, wag mo yung wala muna sa taas. Okay, wala tayo. Doon rin baba. UK and Germany did terrible. UK, for what it's worth, the second to last at least. I think yung nangyari doon, hindi siya, kasi usually yung nagiging parang ayaw ng buong Europa sa entry ng UK. Mukhang sa puntong to yung nangyari, kasi medyo patok rin yung yung kanta eh. Hindi pagdating ng live medyo disappointment yung nangyari kaya nagkaganong punto. I mean, good shot to me and it's a great song. I even saw in a comment in YouTube that can't wait to hear the song on an H&M, ganun yung feel. But it's probably because of the score. It's because of the performance itself that caused that. Germany though, that's a weird one. But hinahanap na nangungulelat eh. This is their second in a row. And funnily enough, in the national final of Germany, in case you guys are wondering, 23, there was the song that placed second to Blood and Glitter was Lied mit gutem Text, which was literally this guy going through it. We're just gonna play it also safe because we keep getting last places. We're getting really bad placements in the year, and I don't know if that would still be the thing kung yun yung nanalo. But yeah, German. But I think we'll have to see kasi Germany is also becoming the new punching bag ng kaya kulit ng
back kasi before it was Norway.
But
if I remember correctly, it was Norway.
Yeah, no.
There were like the
Yeah.
punchy back in the day, but now it's Germany. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
Norway was less. Pero kasi, but but I think the big push rin nung is nung nag-English. Although, yeah, Norway was also doing bad and terrible, but Norway's, but for all it's worth, Norway is kind of taking stride very strongly kahit na kapag hindi patok medyo gitna-gitna. I think there could be some. I think the whole debacle about UK and Germany and maybe some other things might bring back discussions about the automatic finalists, to which uh, let the automatic qualifiers be. There are probably other reasons, but the system as it is, na may mga diretso na sa final, hindi naman siya masama per se. But still, someone note it's been this is the ninth year in a row where the last placer was an automatic finalist.
but I think it's not, it didn't bago sa Big Five eh. Kasi they have been doing that same thing before. Kahit sa usually mga past editions. But, oh my goodness, look at that scores right recently, like, I was right after, like, no, during the live view, it's like my mind tells me that, ano to? ano, ano na naman to? Ba't kulilit pa rin yung Germany?
Yun nga eh, di ko rin alam. Yan ang tanong ng lahat.
I mean, no, seriously. Germany Germany has been in the Eurovision ever since the first edition, and then that was in the almost all editions in that said contest ever since, and then once they have been only absent once in 1996, and then yung mga entries nila is like we're like some sort of roller coaster when it comes to the placements, and now for two years in a row I was like, what the hell happened to Germany? I know
Germany's really weird. Germany kind of feels weird kasi kasi medyo I just noticed, pero it's like one of those countries na medyo hindi mo naaalalang nandyan. Which is weird because like even San Marino gets kind of gets some attention. But every year, but yeah, that's the thing. Like Germany is kind of not getting anything. UK everyone's eyes would also be as more looking at UK because UK. But I think that's what happened in Germany. Medyo hindi siya yung yung hindi siya parang nakikitang maigi, or at least walang sumusubaybay ng ganong kalakas, which is kind of weird because Germany, for its worth, is trying their best. Parang yung napapansin ko kasi hindi naman you don't kind of go last consistently unless either no one cares or everyone hates you. And 2018 showed that they can send something decent. Oh, and some would argue maybe some other editions could too, but yun yung yun yung parang nakikita ko for Germany, talagang walang, parang bang nadadaanan lang ba?
Yeah, I noticed it. Napansin ko na din. And then meanwhile, Italy was like some sort of the powerhouse of the Big Five ever since it's returned from Eurovision in 2011. Yeah, and then since their post-break era, they sending some wonderful songs, like literally, like as in there was no single song that cannot went into the bottom six or bottom five, depending and just which fan number finalists I might gonna
2014, I
say.
believe. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. There's something about Italy. I think Sanremo is pretty strong. Is a pretty strong contest in the first place. Uh, so medyo 21 pala to. Pero yun nga, I think for one, Sanremo itself is already a strong contest for all its worth. Two, Italy has got a reputation for being a pretty musical nation. Uh, and three, at this rate, with those reputations in hand, yes, you don't want to lose that, especially, given, I think, itong pagbabasa yung Italy wins almost immediate. Parang pag wala pang, di pa nagsisimula yung contest season, in-expect ng manalo Italia. To which, mind you, let me just note that they've only won 3 times in history, and once as a big country. I think to put it simply, they know what being what what a slot in the final entails, and they still keep it up with how they select their songs. Like they might have faltered in 14, but that's a different thing. 2016 rin, medyo middle of the place, but for Italy, but Italy, I mean, kind of knows that are they don't really have to work for a spot in the final, and but there's still the advantage of the semi-finalists over there. Pero yung ano lang talaga is malakas na talaga yung Sanremo as a song contest. Kaya medyo kung sino mang panalo dun sa talagang malakas rin buong Europa. It also really helps talagang ang daming nakatingin mata sa Italy.
Mm-hmm. So your thoughts about of course, the former Yugoslav countries like Slovenia, Croatia, and Serbia. What are your thoughts about those three recently, just in the recent contest? Do you have mixed reactions or anything?
Slovenia internally selected that, unlike when they did EMA, which ironically led them to which put them on the final again, which that might affect how they select this year. Pero Slovenia is a weird egg, admittedly, kahit na medyo I mean, Slovene is already a neutral language from the others, from say Serbo-Croatia, because everyone else except for North Macedonia. Croatia though, that's the one I was talking about, kung saan medyo kalog na kanta, talagang off the wall. There was in YouTube there was a comment that said either this would place fifth, it would place at the top 10, or would would not even qualify. It placed 13 in the final, but it's something 20, but it's still something. They're still doing offbeat na mga kanta, and it's also a worthy risk because they've been having problems qualifying till then. Serbia though, medyo malakas talaga siya, almost without anyone knowing it, though of course medyo mababa siya. It's still something na nag-qualify siya. Because if you've noticed when the national final for Serbia, the song has won 10-10. Because the other ones hindi lumampas, hindi nakabend, hindi lumampas ng 20 puntos. And I think that factored in on how the song went, the song did in the final, and in the contest in general. But with the but yeah, if anything, if the other country, medyo ano na rin lang is that the executive countries medyo napilayan rin kasi napulang sila. If kung medyo trip mong maging cynical about neighbors. Pero, for all it's worth, at himalang I mean, hindi himala. Croatia was already popular. Yung ibang, each of them has their own sort of merits, and it really helped they somehow qualify to the or through those different songs.
Yeah. So we got done with the ex-Yugoslav republic. So what about the ex-Soviet republics like Estonia, Lithuania, and Azerbaijan? What are your thoughts about them in this contest, rather? So especially in recent edition.
Let's start with the politics. Latvia is still doing bad. They already tried their best with I don't know kung anong kailangan pang gawin ng Latvia. Because Lithuania is also is doing wonders. And so is Estonia. Estonia though, of course, being an unusual thing, kasi medyo it's got the same weirdness as, say, Finland, because language-wise, but Estonia, but all of those, it's usually Estonia gets overlooked a lot. There's a lot of focus for, say, say Lithuania, maybe even Latvia, but Estonia kind of gets overlooked, and then it kind of gets surprising when they do well. Latvia and Lithuania, though, for example, Lithuania still had to deal with some, I thought there was 17 and 19, but hindi, medyo only recently lang medyo pumatok yun. Medyo nagkaroon ng konting attention sa Lithuania to the road. While Latvia, is still struggling. I think the issue is that they really medyo wala pa, they still kind of don't have the clout or the sort of thing that would get everyone's attention for contest-wise, because they've done a lot of things and they haven't been qualifying. Which does suck, but there may be, but it's probably get them the options running out. We're just gonna have to see. Medyo maano yung last year. For what it's worth, 11. They just barely got through in the semi-final. There's probably something more that they have to work on or look for in their entry if they want to have a spot in the final. Because they're doing bad.
So, any thoughts about North Korea being third place?
Mm-hmm. It worked.
Well, it's all thanks to international. Look at the Israel, kasi they're the first. They are the first country to have international 12 points. Oh my God! From the rest of the world pala to, can you imagine? Televotes palang to.
Pang-radyo no ba? Pang-patok yan. Yan yung tipong kanta na pag maghintay ka lang, magkakaroon ng 5,000 dance cover sa TikTok, wala sa oras. Tapos, yan yung tipo Yan yung kung saan, it's almost like Chanel last year, kung saan ang investment is removed. Ganun rin for Israel. It, not that it's gonna be a bad thing, but there might be some effects in. There's probably a little consequence of 2018. Eleni Ferreira was the one who kind of started this strongly started the trend of just being really smoking hot and having the mood, and also having a sexy song. Then of course yun nga, so it was sort of not surprising we got this for it. Noah Trail started for 23. Medyo ano lang, the trend might run out of steam one of these days, but it's but seeing the performance, it's like almost, it kind of made sense why it would get 30. Because dang, that's the best way of putting it.
Oh, speaking of surprises, what are your thoughts about Gustav and Alessandro's places? What are your thoughts about their? Oh my god, like, was it unexpected or just a coincidence?
For well, Alessandro was a bit surprising because to be honest, medyo hindi ko na medyo na overlook on my side. But Gustav was I really expected him to qualify at the very least because music wise, like, it's really poppy. It it sounds like it came from the early 2000s, and that somehow worked. And it's just the way the song kind of resonates, works and resonates. Because, like I said, it sounded like like one of those early songs kung saan malakas yung drum and bass. Tapos may kakanta. Ano ba? 1860? Parang medyo 1865 ba? Or something of similar group. Kung saan may vocals and then, same style. But somehow that sort of, but even with the slightly parang dated style, I knew it would qualify kasi, may dating eh.
Mm-hmm.
And for Norway, yeah, okay naman. I say it's kind of okay, but it also medyo mataaray naman. Yun yung niya, the has also got the power to nail the song.
Okay, so what about any thoughts about the other countries that already qualified to the final, like let's say Australia, Portugal, and the others?
Yeah, the first of being in the middle of the board. I'd say Australia was like unexpected. I think many didn't expect Australia to qualify. I don't. This is one of those big problems of this the contest. Na to. May mga kantang sobrang lakas. So everything gets like turned into noise. And in this case, like Sweden, it's one of the things. Like if you get these strong songs and they play high and also play high, everything else feels like a blur. So it's sort of weird. It's like say Armenia. I mean I don't. It's not a song I expect to do as well as the more famous Armenian hit of 2022. But it's kind of ironic. It plays higher. Let me put that out. Like for example, I listened to it and it kind of felt really weird. It's not. It's kind of expected. It's not a very standard. It doesn't have really standard everything, but the way it went kind of does make it feel that hindi baka wala tong chance. Right? So that meron kasi lakas lang talaga and because it plays 6 and 7 semi-final. Yung everything else though, yeah, almost yun lang yung issue. Talaga medyo madaling malimutan yung kasi nga Yeah, try looking for something notable in 20, like in a 37 song contest. Like anything else that isn't like the winner. Medyo mahirapan ka. And that's sort of the case here. I'm sure they deserve their at least qualifying. But everything else is gonna be a bit open. But that's what the votes are, and we should. And, that's it.
So, what do you think about Lauren's second win? What was your reaction, and what are your impressions about it?
I I knew it. Yun lang.
Is it predictable?
I mean, sinabi ko na eh.
Everything is predictable. Do you think it's predictable?
Yung, it, you know, Sweden, like Italy, gets assumptions that they would win in every contest, and this time they kind of delivered it. But I mean, hindi nga, to be honest, kasi medyo, like I said, di ko masyadong sasubaybay yung mga sign na medyo konting kanta lang yung inaano ko doon. But, uh, but I think for this one, ganun parang yung, kasi, actually, everyone was, like I said, everyone was expecting, as soon as Lorraine wins well, so everyone was, as soon as Lorraine went out, everyone was expecting her to win well first and expecting her to win the Eurovision. And I think, and I kind of would agree because she got she did what she did best again, like she did for 20 for 2012, and then did as well. But it seems that Finland was sort of the big wrench in the works. Like I think yung nangyari kasi 2012 was the landslide one and that was a 50-50 thing. So isang palota lang bansa. It seems like that's almost the case for 20 for this year 23. But the thing is that Finland was also like was so heavy a favorite na parang yun yung dahilan pa din nila like panalo. And this one was a tight margin. Not as tight as 21, but it's still pretty tight for something of this kind. But I think it's just really the fact that it's the sort of song that Florine would sing, or like that for something or it's got the same feel as Euphoria, even though it's like way different genre-wise and everything. But it's such a Lorraine song, or it's such a song that won her 2012 that it would not be surprising at all that she would win 23 with it, among other things. But yeah, it's yun lang, yung talagang medyo na gano'n. It's not, Finland lang talagang medyo naging malas na alto kanya. Otherwise, it would have been a foregone conclusion.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts? Okay, so since Luxembourg will make a comeback next year, so do you think that Luxembourg should go to the semis, like what Monaco did before, or
Okay, so
you're gonna do the same treatment like Australia did?
okay. No, Luxembourg had a history of being part of the Eurovision. They will compete in the semifinals. Australia was like an unplanned thing that we're gonna have a little fun. Let's send this guy in magically in the final, and then everyone loved it so much that naging regular competitor. So I think Luxembourg will compete in the sense. Yun nga, may history na ng contest sa Luxembourg. Hindi, for all its worth, even though a Luxembourgish return is big, it's still, Luxembourg was part of the contest. They are most likely gonna get a slot in the set.
So then you think you're gonna do another
Monaco, no.
banger
The
song?
same thing for Monaco.
or they're gonna stick it out with the their two languages, which are Luxembourgish and French, with a banger song.
Okay,
I really
so
don't know. We really don't
okay,
know.
so well, we can tell there were 3 years where they had an open language back then, 1970, not 73 to 76, with some provision 77. Their songs were mostly French. I think they were going to be like friends and be strongly French. Kasi Luxembourgish was hindi masyadong ginamit pero valid siya so pwede siya gamitin. Medyo mahina lang yung Luxembourgish in UK. So most likely they're going to be francophone about it because if you know about francophone countries, it's that they are frank. Walang walang makakatanggal nun sa kanila. So there's a good chance that they would strongly try to sing in French or make or maybe Luxembourgish just because it's sort of part of their identity. I mean, it's not impossible for them to go for the English route, but Monaco in their 3 years in when they came back to 04 to 06, they with the possibility of Luxembourgish might be a bit low, right? But it's definitely not. But there's very little, if almost no chance that they would just duke it out in English.
Hmm. Hey, do they think they're gonna say a native Luxembourgish, or they're gonna doing some imports like what they used to back in the days?
Uh, Luxembourg is small. They might, but and though they have sent natives, but in essence, Luxembourg is small, but Luxembourg is rich. They can send anyone they can pretty much send anyone they could out there. And I feel like that the smallness is the big factor, but kung ba't halos walang at least onti ng native singers. But they can, but at this point, who they send is kind of doesn't, I would say doesn't really matter as much as, as much as there's a good chance it's going to be someone mostly a French singer. But yeah, I think it's gonna be more on them now. Sila nang bahala. Sila nang bahala. Kasi wala na they have no strong preferences for, again, a native, though okay, maybe the strong preferences is for imports, but it's not, outside of them to send someone from their, someone native. Because, like, what, San Marino? Well, there are only a few San Marino singers because technically, kung medyo walang Italiano ipapadala. Pero, natin yung dynamics ng San Marino, no? Luxembourg would most likely, if basing on their stuff, they might send it in, they might import someone, but they can also send someone native if it's working.
Okay, one last question before we ended up our chat. Can you tell me what are your top 5 Eurovision songs of all time? It doesn't matter if it's a winning song or a non-winning one.
Okay, just gonna give you a random 5. I'm not good with just ranking them all. So the first one is, of course, Michael Dois with Salvador Sobral, the winner of Eurovision 2017, just because I watched it live in history, and it's also such a lovely song that you just can't miss it. You folks have to listen it a lot. To understand that Portugal deserves to win on that note. Next up would be Squad is also bit by Gina G, United Kingdom 1996, just because, everyone that's the one song that folks don't know is a Eurovision song, at least dito sa Pilipinas, pero, but it's a song that kind of opened the door to the big pop shift in the contest. Okay, next up is the uh, wait, give me a moment. Flying the Wings of Love by the Olsen Brothers, Denmark 2000. I don't know, I guess it's just cute, right? Um, and it's also quite a way to start the millennium. Uh, next, next up is Snap by Rosalind, Armenia 2022, because we're kind of seeing because along as and I'm gonna say this because I won't put it arcade. It's kind there, this song actually most likely and arcade kind of put the Eurovision back in the map because and sort of shows what kind of how different of beast the internet is with the end. Pero no one expected Snap to do well. Neither did I, and I think and somehow it worked. And for my last song, let's see. Um, This is a bit of a wild card, but I am Lady Lady by Bravo, Spain 1984. Because it's such a because for me it's kind of easy listening, and it's such a kind of nice little melody when Spain has, and I hope they do well again. But yeah. Okay, yeah, that's probably that's probably a 5 I can give you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for taking your time. So, by the way, you wanna promote your socials and invite everyone to join the Eurovision group?
Okay, so yeah, check out the Philippine Eurovision group in Facebook. You might have to look for it in the address bar, but it's a group. And as for me, my for my social, there's only one important social I can give you now. That will be twitch.tv/mga walang magawa. That's it. Thank you.
Yay! Thank you very much for your time. And I'm very sure sarang bumalik ka dito because everyone is welcome back here in the podcast. So I'm pretty sure ay isa ka dun. So yeah, thank you very much for your time, Kois. And I hope I will see you get a chat very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much and stay safe and stay king always. Bye bye.
Bye. You go.
And that's Quiz Jenard, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, and beautiful people. And we were so happy that we finally tackled about Eurovision. Like, I have to admit, guys, I really wanted to tackle it because of Eurovision for a quite long time, ever since the podcast began. Like, freaky hella seriously, but now it's the real deal, and it's not a scam. So, and we share a big shout out to him for making this possible. And shout out to the Philippine Eurovision group, which I'm also a member. So please don't forget to follow to their social media accounts on FB and Twitter. Yeah. So they actually own a Twitter already. So yeah. So dahil dyan, we're gonna have Yona Asks. So this is dahil we're still on the post-Eurovision depression stage. And we will actually conducting something during the live viewing last May 14th, which happens to be Mother's Day. And it's also the day of the Eurovision Grand Final. So, let's start with, of course. And I think we got only 4 respondents. 4 or 5 respondents. You get it, Kate, you did 5 respondents. But unfortunately, we did able to handle it all due to, well, time constraints. But nevertheless, we got some stuff here. Okay, so let's start with see quiz buds Barata. Thank you. So about the Yona Asks that about what are your top 5 Eurovision songs of all time and why do you choose them? So I didn't give any reasons, eh? And some of them are they have honorable mention. Thank you very much. So we will start with the quiz buds anyway. So he's number one is Jamala, and the song is 94 from 2016, one of the winners in the Eurovision, one of the three winners for Ukraine, and then Lazara and Eddie Vermont, yeah, is also one of my favorite from the recent competition anyway. So and then NLM and Set Feet, which is in 2021, which of course Lazaro was representing France. La France. There's a making it like who's making it on the French. Make it Frenchy and make it danceable, as of the thing Eurovision said. So and then as I said, hold on a second, we'll hunt down which country. Jamala also. 73, 2021, Vesna from Czechia, and that's on his My Sister's Crown. Yeah. And lastly, Mayasa and... Hold on. Teka na muna. Naghahaligip lang po ako, okay? So, what year is it? 2011? 2012? Hold on. Let's see. Mayasa, what's from representing about? Pasensya na po guys, and we have to hunt down some sorry guys. Sorry about that. And nope, future. There's a Bosnia and Herzegovina. Yeah, that's the number. That is number 5. Thank you very much. Nice choice. So the next one is si Jello. Ay, kapangalan ng kasama ko. Wow, kapangalan ng workmate ko. Thank you. And kapangalan din ng isang video ng, of course, the video Rumba and si Cage. So, si Cage pala, isa pala to, visit kayo na! So there are some top 5s from the songs. There's Valvur, Nocturne from Norway, Hold Me Closer from Sweden, Rock and Roll Kids from Ireland, Monster Like Me, A Million Voices was Universal, Sound of Silence, Occidental Karma, Bigger Than Us, and then that's all. Oh my God, that's all in this playlist. Thank you. Oh my goodness gracious. Sing, Kula, Aria from Latvia, and man, ay kay dyan pala to, buwisit kayo na, ba't ako tinignan? Sorry. So the same goes with those two, except for Kola and Aya. Home Nicosa is still with K John. Lights Off, yes. Those are their choices. Thank you very much. And next up will be Mall for Albania. And they're back in 2018. So, Beer from Miss, my question goes Stovin represented Bulgaria in 2017. Vervite by Marco Megoni. Ayan ka naman, Yona. You should pronounce the names correctly. Mengoni, yeah, Marco Mengoni, who represented Italy in this year. Just this year, Universal, same goes with K Jello, by Blas Canto in Spain 2020, which was the supposed edition of Eurovision, which was cancelled but of course Corona-chan. Yeah, thank you for that, Corona-chan. And the winning, of course, one winning song, which is Arcade by Duncan Lewis. We represent Netherlands in 2019. So shout out at this Mariel or is this it? And don't forget to follow her on her social media accounts. Thank you very much, and that's it for the questionnaire edition. So we're moving on to the social media edition. So we got Yokio from Portugal. So the first one was Euphoria by Loreen, the best song in Eurovision history. Then Ama Pelos Duas by Salvador Sobral. That's their first win for Portugal. And ZTA won by Måneskin for being a rebellious song. So, thank you. And Love Shine a Light by Katrina of the Raves from the UK, representing UK in 1997. One of the best songs in 1990s. And number 5 was Only Teardrops by Emily de Forest, who represented Denmark in 2013. Is also Denmark's third win and most recent win. A great song from Denmark with Natasha Pop. So Jenna, meanwhile, tomorrow from Malta, I discovered it on the radio and made me so happy. Then Latvia's Katowice, a cute little town with a great message. Denmark's over Ospo Hinaden. I should do pronouncing Danish words anyway. Over Ospo Paul. It should be it's like P with a D period. Pronounce it as Paul. Per. Ano naman to yun? Why are you are mispronouncing it yet again? So it's pe. I think it's pe. Hinanen. I found something that is very unique. Mol from that's usual from Albania, and authentic but of wit, talented vocals, and from Estonia, T from Estonia, and uplifting folk tune. Teka lang, sandali. Hanap tayo yung kay, there he is, kay RV naman. Thank you, shout out. So, Stefania by Kalash Orchestra, the last year's winners from Ukraine. Arguably one of the best Ukrainian entries, and the song's heartwarming messages to honor to our mothers. Of all of our mothers. Despite the one gone that year, the entry gradually received a record-breaking public television score of 439 points. So next up, Rise Like a Phoenix by Conchita Wurst from Austria in 2014. So the song has the elements of a James Bond theme music, and this is the first one of the best ESC entries in the course it has a case. There's a Japanese imperial era, the past Japanese era, imperial era rather, or even in the modern Eurovision era, if you could say. But the best part of it is the song. This song that ended the country's 40-year tire drought. So Arcade by Duncan Lawrence in 2019. So from Netherlands. So the power of the epic performance and the sheer aura of Duncan Lawrence was absolutely stunning. The song was unbelievably it won the entirely entertain and earned us a really golden standing. I really go to the last ESC winning song of the 2010s. Yun lang. Ayun, meron pang dalawa. So, alcohol is free from Greece. So, from back in 2013. So, best Greek entry. It was my favorite Greek entry because of what else? But the best part during the end of the performance in the grand final. In the end, this song managed to reach through the top 10 finishers. And last but definitely not least is Loreen's Tattoo. The song might be catchy, but is the best Swedish entry in recent years. And that puts this Nordic entry to record ties 7 wins and also Ireland. Just so I know that one day Sweden Sweden will be the head of the Eurovision table. So thank you very much for your responses on Yona Asks. So sorry. oh, by the way, next month is the Pride Month. Yes, so right now I'm going to send my love and appreciation to my fellows in the LGBTQ plus community. But also I will also set to greet you all again in that next month. And next month will be kinda crazy. Thanks. Well, maybe I should thank Blanca for this, and because of that line really makes me funny. But at the same time, it's now using for everyday living. Very kinda crazy, if you ask me, but also very empowering. Very, very empowering indeed. Because our next episode will be talking about we're talking about we have back-to-back wow, for the first time ever we're gonna doing back-to-back topics. So we're gonna split into maybe some 3 minutes or so, but we all depends on the length. But also, yes, we're gonna talk about 2 topics for the first time since I can't even remember. Since the first time we're gonna see the first YKP in almost 3 years ago. So we're gonna talking about more, of course, the latest Gundam entry, the very first in the Reiwa era, which is The Witch of Mercury and Birdie Wing Girls, a Gold Girl story. Yeah, and so this is pretty exciting, guys. And pala tayo sa exciting part. And and by the way, I am going to post of course, the pub map for the upcoming SummerCon 2023 in the group of Pangasinan. Oh my god, ang layo! Wow! Ano ba to? This coming June 10 and 11, which happens to be the birthdays of Cures Andre Macaron. Yeah, next month is also a triple back-to-back. Back-to-back Breaker birthdays. Yet again, it's the time of the year again. It's always does in the prayer cases. We cannot deny that. And you guys can't deny that. Okay, so I'm going to post my pub map on it, both for the YKIP, the first YKIP live for 2023, and for my cosplay lineup. You better watch out. Stay tuned on my social media accounts, and of course, as the con, John Sneer, and of course, I'll be posting the recent 3 vlogs regarding Cosplay Carnival. Ano? Apat? Apat pa to? Sorry. It's actually 4. You got Cosplay Carnival, the Heroes Festival. It was a summer, called PR Taco Festival, so PlayStation. And, oh my god, I really love talking about it. But anyways, that's the time all I have. Thank you very much for listening and watching. This is Jenard signing out. And I see you all guys on the next Yo Kuromatoki's Interrupted Podcast. Stay safe, stay kicking, and stay awesome always. Bye bye. Take care, everyone.